All right, so this time we're going to be looking at the paired t-test. So previously I had discussed an independent samples t-test where we have two different groups of individuals and they're each taking the same exam. So in that case, we had a control group and an experimental group, and they all took a reading test. And so we had a nominal variable here in our first column indicating that. With a paired samples t-test, we have the same individuals being tested at two different times. So in this case, we've got disruptive behaviors, and we've got those disruptive behaviors being measured either during the full moon or during some other time frame. And so you'll notice if I double click on our moon, this is a scale variable. It's not nominal. There aren't any groups here. Same thing with our other variable, so other behaviors. Again, it's a scale variable. So this allows us to see the differences from basically time one to time two. So let's take this particular column here where we have, let's call them participant one. Participant one, this is how many disruptive behaviors they had during the full moon. And this is how many disruptive behaviors there were during other times. So it gives us a clear understanding of that two times for that same person. And that's what makes it a repeated measures. We're able to kind of suck in some of the other variants because we're measuring the same person from time one to time two. So this is a paired t-test. But before we get there, let's run some descriptives. All right, so this data set is part of again, another example data set that's present within our JASP system. We're going to move over both of these into our variables so we can get means and standard deviations, not just those, it's an even central tendency if we don't have that mean and median, and that mode and median as well. So we've got the basics here. Then we're going to go into t-tests. So again, we can close out of that or it will shrink down, but we're going to go into t-test. And this time we're going to be doing our paired samples t-test, again, staying on the classical side of things. So with our paired samples t-test, we have to move over a variable pair. And so you'll notice if I just select one variable, it'll let me, but it says, hey, we've got another one that needs to be coming over too. So I've got to move over both to make my pair within that. If you're running the student version of that, we can get an effect size by clicking this button. And lo and behold, we can do assumption checks of normality, all sorts of other things. And let's collapse that down and take a look. We've got our paired samples t-test suggesting there is a significant difference because our p-value is greater than, or is less than, 0.05 significantly. We've got a fairly strong cohency for our effect size, and there's our t-value and our degrees of freedom. So combining that with what we know previously of our descriptives, I got to get back there. Let's move them over. So we have our descriptives and we have those t-tests. Oh goodness, Zoom's trying to help. I need Zoom to stop helping. Okay, and we get our t-test, our paired samples t-test back. Let's get both of those moved over. We can also get our descriptive measures moved over so that we can see all of that in one little window. With again, our mode and median added in. So we've got our paired t-test. We've got our descriptive statistics. So when we talk about building all of this into one results window, if we want to keep that in one results window, what we have to do is we have to keep those windows instead of closing them, so this is how we remove the analysis. So if I click that, then we'd remove the analysis and look, now our t-test is gone, but we don't. That is how you run a paired samples t-test in JASP.